there's been some discussion lately about women in combat roles in the military thanks to the ban being lifted. And everybody has an opinion on this. I think they should. It's a pretty big change. Alan West wanted to get his opinion across, and so he took to the place where every politician now speaks, politicians and Donald Trump, and that was Twitter. And so we have a tweet from Alan West on this. He says, "Women in combat billets? Another misconceived lib vision of fairness and equality." I don't want to be too hard on him. He only had 140 characters to work with there. But he went back to the internet, to Facebook this time, to speak more on this topic and said this: "G.I. Jane was a movie and should not be the basis for a policy shift. I have known women who are Apache and Cobra helicopter pilots and served with women who were MPs, that's military police, but being on the ground and having to go mano-a-mano in close combat is a completely different environment. President Obama, as commander-in-chief, should be focused on sequestration and the failure of his policies in the Middle East." I love when people phrase things like that, like he's going to focus on how much of a failure he is. They always say that. I don't know why. This is the misconceived liberal progressive vision of fairness and equality, which could potentially lead to the demise of our military. There's a chance that he might be being a bit hyperbolic there.
You think?
What do you guys think?
Alan West going over the top.
Women in combat positions, we've got some women to comment on this. What do you guys think?
I think it's a great thing. Why not give women the option? Sure, men on average are stronger, they're taller, et cetera, than women. But of course, there are some women who are taller, who are stronger than some men. And giving them the option to be in combat, I think, is fantastic. Give that person a choice. Don't take it away from them. Now, if you're going to force women to be in combat or force men, that's a different story. But giving somebody more freedom to choose, all for it.
Well, you know, and also, I think what he says is basically, to me, an insult to our military professionals. Personally, you know, like I said, military family, to say that it's the demise of our military because they just can't handle it. You know, it's so scary. And no, they can handle it. They're professionals. They know what they do. They're trained to do this.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's really insulting. But also, you know, does anybody really care what Alan West says anymore?
I don't know, it's fun to talk about.
It is true, and I'm going to miss him when he goes. I really will. But
I don't. In the age of social media and him being crazy, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
You're right. You know, but one of the other things that they mentioned about this that they made very clear is they're not going to water down the standards so that women can pass. They have to meet these standards. The only thing is that they were not previously allowed to even try. And the whole point behind this is that we do have some great women in the military. In fact, I would say all of our military people are great, but that they're prevented from moving forward from moving up in the ranks to certain officer positions. I think 80% of positions in the upper ranks of the military are closed off or were closed off to women before today because they required being combat positions for your experience. And so now, if we have a brilliant military strategist who's a woman, she can actually move forward and move up and do the kind of work that we need them to do.
That is crazy talk.
You know, and it's exactly. You know, and it's this knee-jerk idea that, you know, it is difficult to integrate the military, as we found when we integrated, ended racial segregation in the military. You know, that was as recently as 1948.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me that it was that recent in our history.
Exactly. And the military is still here. We're still winning wars for the most part.